all you out there in YouTube land, this is Translator10 and I am back with another action figure review. Going back because of my overwhelming positive responses towards my Riddler review, it's time to go back to the animated series and once again pick up another villain from the archives. Here we have Mr. Freeze with Firing Ice Blaster. He is absolutely the fan favorite of animated series characters. Besides the Joker, Catwoman, this guy has got to be number 3. He only appeared in about I think he only appeared in 2 episodes of the animated series. But that landmark episode, written by the legendary Paul Dini and directed by Bruce Timm, is on everybody's top 10 list. But before I ramble on too long, here we have the actual action figure itself. Mr. Freeze, of course, is using this little cryo suit, I guess you can call it. It keeps him alive in sub-zero temperatures, and it also triples his strength. It's a suit of his own design, because he is a scientist. Now, the reason why he uses this suit, if you're a fan of the animated series, you already know. But for those of you who are just getting into the animated series, or just like Batman toys in general, Mr. Freeze was born Victor Freeze. He had a loving wife, and they were happy until tragedy struck. She fell to an incurable disease, and Mr. Freeze used his boss's funding, I guess you can say, to develop a cure. Meanwhile, he was keeping her in suspended animation in a cryotube. Well, when the project was canceled, he decided to keep on with his research. Well, when they found out about it, a humanitarian lightly, by the name of Ferris Boyle, I think I got that name right, interrupted the procedure and by force ended his experiments, and it cost 2 lives. His wife, which was actually later revealed to be alive, and Victor Freeze, because the man who came out of that chemical-soaked laboratory was now as cold as ice. Mr. Freeze. The only emotion he feels is pain and anger. That's it. It's a very, very well done action figure. It's so remarkable to the animation model. It almost looks like he just jumped off the screen. This could have been black, I think. But other than that, it's fantastic. He does have the normal 5 points of articulation. Well, actually, I don't know. His head probably does move. But because this is sonic welded to his I don't want to risk, pulling it off and then just ruining the figure, because that's exactly what you'll be doing. This is not removable. Sonic welding on action figures, in case you haven't known. These little seams here, yeah, that's not glue. It's what's called sonic welding. And before I repeat that again, sonic welding is when they take the figure, all the pieces, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces on this figure, and they put it together. They clamp the thing together, and then they use heat, pressure, and sonics to actually seal the figure together. And it comes out much more smoothly than they could ever do with glue. And it also saves time and money. Interesting, huh? Cool. In case any of you never knew that. But that's how they make action figures. Sonic welding. Cheaper than screws and glue. As you can see here, this is glue. That will probably come out in time, and it will probably fall apart, and the tube will probably fall out. Well, anyway, this is his little squirt gun. As I said, if you love squirters, this is the one for you. It's a stylized little oxygen tank. In the original series, it was just like a regular old oxygen tank strapped to his back. So it's not completely television accurate, but I really don't care. It makes the figure more fun. He does come with like this little tube, because it is a squirter, the water's going to come out some way, into his ice blaster. It looks almost like the original animated series from this part, but then from here, because they had to add it on to this little clip. But, you know, whatever, I'm just nitpicking. It's still an awesome looking gun. Plugs into the back like so. And then, because the hose recoils, that's why this little C-clip is here. Because if you were to just stick this on here like so, if this clamp wasn't here, you would not be able to keep this gun straight. So that's why this clip is here. So now he can always hold his gun straight. Now, since it is a squirter, what you were normally supposed to do, but I don't have any water handy on me at the time, was you were supposed to stick the barrel of the gun into a sink, a cup of water, whatever, and then squeeze onto the bag. And then you were to put your ice projectile in here. Yes, it is an ice projectile. And squeeze on the bag, and it would shoot. The water pressure would actually cause the projectile to shoot very far. But you don't really need water to do it. You could also use air. So just squeeze on the bag, and the projectile comes out. Do it again. I hit my camera. And if you didn't catch that, we'll do it again. That one actually hit my chest. And that is Mr. Freeze. Final thoughts on this figure? He's very fun. A lot of people don't like the little gimmicky now that they're adults, but as a kid, this was one of the most quintessential bathtub pool toys, ever. Because everyone played with their toys in the bathtub when they were a kid. He was an iconic character. The animated series really updated his origins from a simple bank diamond thief that Batman chased into a bunch of chemicals to this cold, heartless, emotionally painful, tortured character that we've all come and known to love from our Batman villains. So, this is Trans 801 signing off.